Okay. Okay, grazie. Director-General.
Yeah,
We are live.
it's okay. Oh, sorry.
Yes, we have your imagine your voice. So welcome to Cremona.
Thank you. It's really nice to see you on video.
Okay. I have to say in 3 seconds, as I am used, a welcome to everybody. It's a really emotional moment and a really historical moment. We are sitting in an Aula Magna, the new Aula Magna that is very ancient, in fact, because it dates back to the 16th century. It was just restored. And I have in front of me an audience of colleagues, but mainly students, arriving from all over the world. And this is a good message. The youth, the new generation of the agri-food sector, here in Cremona, committed for the future of the world, for the future of food security, food safety, food sustainability. It's a pleasure, it's an honor for me to coordinate and to introduce this moment. And we are waiting for the Lectio Magistralis, and I am quite proud to use the Latin words for this, of the Director-General FAO in Dr. Chu. And, but I am not only to welcome all of you, so I pass the mic to the Dean of my faculty, Professor Marco TREVISAN, who will address to you a welcome speech.
Good morning and welcome everyone. First, I would like to express my sincere thanks for having accepted to be a guest on this day. In my name, in name of the Rector, Professor Franco Anelli, of Delegate for Research, Professor Zoboli, and Professor Anna Maria Fellegara, Dean of the Faculty of Economics and Law. Unfortunately, today, they are unable to be present due to a previous engagement in Rome with the Holy Father, Pope Francis. With the present, I would like to say just a few words to outline our university. The Catholic University is structured in 4 campuses, one of which is located in 2 different locations, Piacenza and Cremona, where 3 faculties are currently present: Economics and Law, Agricultural, Food, Environmental Science, the mine, and Education Science. In addition, we have a doctoral school on agro-food system named AgriSystem, currently running, which deals with the study of agri-food chain and the agri-food system. Let me say that we are truly honored to listen to you today, as we believe that the cooperation with FAO is essential for the campus of Santa Monica, a campus that in the broad spectrum idea of the university is based on the 3 pillars of innovation, internationalization, and sustainability. In line with this, we in-depth deal with the principle of sustainability, economics, social, and environmental, the 3 main pillars, but also nutritional and legislative, through our teaching and scientific activity, as well as through the 2 graduate schools of SMEA and Graduate School of Agri-Food Management and Economics, and Altis, Graduate School Business and Society. Let me conclude by emphasizing how essential we consider the Sustainable Development Goals launched by United Nations, which particular attention to the Goal 2, and hunger, achieve food security, improve the nutrition, and promote sustainability agricultural. That means is the focus and the goal of my university, my faculty. It will not dwell any further. Just thank you again on behalf of our university for this worthwhile opportunity. Thanks again.
Now I pass the floor to Francesca Pisaneschi. She is a student representative, and I really would like to point out that the university is living because there are the students. This is really our main goal. Without the students, we have no university. So, Francesca, the floor is yours.
Thanks and good morning to everyone. I'm Francesca PISANESCHI, a master's degree student in agricultural and food economics, and I'm honored to be here as a representative of all of the students of the campus here in Cremona. I would like to thank the FAO Director-General too for the Lectio Magistralis. It is a great opportunity for us as students to have the possibility to attend it. From a student's point of view, the current environmental, economic, and social challenges require a commitment towards sustainability. Through food system transformation, we can build a resilient world where no one is left behind. Farmers and all of the actors in the supply chain are calling to action, and we, as future experts in this sector, we will be directly involved in managing those challenges. So we have the chance to rethink the agri-food sector for a better environment and for better nutrition. From our point of view, agricultural system worldwide must become more productive and less wasteful. Land, water, and plant genetic resources are key inputs into food production, and their growing scarcity in many parts of the world enforce us to manage them in a sustainable way. Food system should be on the table at the UN conference on climate change that is taking place now in Glasgow, because they play a defining role in aiming the goal of the COP26. It is unlikely to achieve them without more sustainable, inclusive, and resilient food system. Thanks for your attention.
Thanks to you, Francesca. Now we turn to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation with Dr. Giorgio MARROPODI, is the Director-General for the Development of Cooperation of this ministry. That's the mic.
Thank you very much. It's always difficult to start in the right order when you salute people, but let me start saying good morning, everybody, and dear students, because university and schools are your place, your house. So thanks for being here, dear Dean, Professor. There is also my good friend, the Mayor, the ADG of FAO, and I also want to address a warm welcome, a very warm word of gratitude to Director Chu, the DG of FAO, with whom we have worked a lot during the last 12-15 months, and I think that I can say that we have very much strengthened the partnership between the Italian system, the Italian governmental system, the Italian development cooperation system, and the FAO, which has a role of a guiding role within the UN system. Thanks, Mr. Chu. And it is a pleasure to be in Cremona once again. For me, it was a pleasure for the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to participating in promoting and fostering this event in Cremona within our plan of the promotion of the UN SDG campaign, the promotion of Agenda 2030. The challenge of sustainable food systems in the post-COVID-19 era is a challenge that Italy and FAO are facing together through concrete commitments and actions. As you know, almost 1 year ago, Italy launched the Food Coalition with the aim of building a global coalition to reach the zero hunger goal and build a resilient and sustainable post-pandemic world. FAO, through the leadership of Director-General Chu, has embraced this proposal from the very beginning and made it one of its own key initiatives. We thank once again Mr. Chu for this. We then had the pleasure to host the G20 ministerial meeting in Matera with the presence of the FAO DG. In Matera, we adopted the Matera Declaration on Food Security at the end of June. Finally, we hosted together in Italy and in the premises of FAO through the invaluable support of FAO and of its structure, the Pre-Food System Summit convened by the UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres and Prime Minister Draghi. And let me say that Mr. Maurizio Martina has made an incredible contribution for the success of the Pre-Food System Summit and in making this partnership between Italy and FAO work better. The Italian Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation and the FAO also promoted together with the city of Cremona and the main Italian and the international partners, this campaign, the campaign Together for SDGs. Is a perfect example on how partnership at all levels can work effectively to engage people, and especially the younger generation toward the implementation of the 2030 agenda. And young students are the truly important guests here today. Italy highly values the role which academia can play in fostering development cooperation activities and solutions. We look forward to hear the lectio of Mr. Chu, and we stand ready, of course, to support any future cooperation between FAO and this outstanding new university campus in Cremona. We already had some talks this morning. We are outlining some ideas on how the Cremona Academia could contribute to the to sustainable development, and we will be able to keep talking and working on this idea. Thanks again to all of you.
Thanks, Dr. MARROPODI. We will close this round of welcome salute with the measure of Cremona. Cremona was cited several times. Cremona was the center of this efforts, so the measure of Cremona.
Thank you very much, dear General Director. It's a great honor you are here with us, and we are talking with our students. Thank you very much for the mission you are realizing with your so strategic organization in all over the world. In the week of COP26, Cremona is engaged, and Cremona is ready to give a contribution for herself and for the planet. Considering the Cremona system and its properties with the universities, schools, enterprise, farm, laboratories of research, we wish to cooperate with you in the FAO organization concerning the ecological transition in agriculture, in zootechnique, and in agro-food processing. We are ready to create exchange between the different countries with young students and researchers. We are ready to work hard with you in order to achieve the 17 Sustainable Development Goals for the present and the future of the humanity. Thank you so much.
All right, now we are ready to have the Lectio Magistrali by the Professor Chu, the professor of this university, at least for this morning, and we are really eager to hear to you, and especially in the students. So the floor is yours for the Lectio Magistrali. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And thank you, Ambassador MARROPODI. You recall that we had the first movement campaign for the G20 for the agro-food system transformation. We started with the Italian Academy of Science early this year. So I appreciate all the efforts you have done and with me and with FAO, of course. You know, I was a professor for quite a long time in China and in the world. My heart always with young people, with students. So thank you for the dean and the university gave me this opportunity to share my thought, newest thought of the G20 summit, successfully convened by the Honorable Prime Minister Draghi. Also, he is also world-respected professor in economy and investment. So I really appreciate this opportunity. It's not a lecture, it's a sharing knowledge with you. And also, I would like to use this opportunity to thank for your mayor, to welcome the strengthening collaboration between FAO and your city, how to transform agri-food systems in the urban areas. And the last time I had a very deep discussion with the mayor of the Florence, also Naples. And I fully engaged in all the minister meetings of G20 in Italy, shows my strong engagement and support the Italian presidency. Because I believe you are successful. Your success is FAO's success. Your reputation, your highly respectful recognition is FAO's part of the honor. So now I started to share my screen with you. And first, I want to take this opportunity to give a little bit of history because to young students. And FAO was founded, in 1943, actually. And this was first David Lubia. Actually, it's a California Polish origin, but in 1905, founded the International Institute of Agriculture in Italy, here in Rome. That's our real root for the FAO, why the FAO transferred from Washington, D.C. to Rome. And then, come to the story is on the afternoon of October 16, 1945, the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations came into existence with a signature of its constitution by more than 20 nations. And finally, we end up with 42 founding members to join the FAO. And then that's why we, which was first established officially in 1945, October 16. That's why we select the FAO. And the World Food Day, it's October 16. It's a birthday of the FAO. And later on, but it's the first DG of FAO was a renowned nutrition scientist. So that's why the nutrition sector always the core value of FAO. And his research showed the linkage between the poverty and the malnutrition. He also carried out the research on diet quality. So apparently a nutritionist at the first DG speaks to the essential role on nutrition given to the FAO. And our basic text Also, they gives a clear, very specific mandate on nutrition to raise the level of nutrition that is engraved in FAO Constitution. And the background photos in Rome in 1951, the construction of the headquarters of the FAO nearly completed. You know the story. Yeah? That's the original buildings was not prepared for FAO, but luckily FAO hosted by the Italian government 70 years ago. So I really appreciate the long-term commitment and contribution from the Italian government and people to support the FAO mandate globally. And the small photos shows the June 14th, 2012 in Rome, external view of the FAO headquarters. What's the council meeting, 144 sessions. And then last year, as you know, every year we celebrate World Food Day. Last year, a small picture showed that the October 16, 1981, on the celebration of first World Food Day ceremony. But the big picture was showed last year's 75th anniversary World Food Day, also birthday of the FAO first ever radio mapping show on the grocery. Makes a global attraction, more than 1.56 billion attraction in the social media. So and now it's a new business model for Italia, important celebration. Even on the eve of the dinner time, before dinner time of the G20, Ambassador MARROPODI, you realize also you made a very good mapping show. And to show the history and to show the challenge we face together. And now, let's turn to the core of our presentation by starting where we are and where we needed to be by 2030. That's as Ambassador mentioned, what is a common challenge we face. That's also Italian government already make the promise and made a commitment and also take some action already together with FAO. I appreciate it very much during past 2 years since I came here. And you can see we are at a critical moment in time. We are starting to see the convergence of factors that if we ignore it, threaten to prevent us from ending the global hunger and malnutrition in all its forms. Our agri-food systems are not the delivery, the food security and nutrition outcomes we wanted to achieve. At the same time, our agri-food systems are creating dangerous feedback loops that are harmful to our health, economy, and planet, thus threatening future food security and nutrition. There is several overarching key drivers and market trends that have shifted our agri-food systems. Population dynamic and urbanization, economic growth, structural reform, and macroeconomic stability, cross-country interdependency, big data generation, control, use, and ownership, geopolitical instability, increased impact of the conflict, uncertainty, include the COVID-19 pandemic and the climate crisis, and the COP26 now still ongoing, how to get strengthening to turn the tide or change the tide to a more environment-friendly society and the planet. We needed to do things different than in the past. Our agri-food system needed to be transformed. And the reality is it's off track, even before the pandemic. It is evident that our agri-food systems are not delivered, and the number of the hungry people in the world has increased the last 6 years in a row. Not only last year, but last year pandemic made things worse than ever before. Up to 811 million people in 2022 and increased to 161 million because of the pandemic. And stunning among the children are exceptionally high, and even others, health deaths, we still not affordable for 3 billion population, and micronutrient deficit harmful over 2 billion population. Obesity at the same time, it's more than 800 million people suffering from a non-communicable disease. So challenge is there. And even the unsafe food, effectively 1 out of 10, high food loss waste, especially 14% food lost before the harvest, during the harvest, and 17% after post-harvest, it's wasted from the supply chain and consumption. So that's a big potential to be improved as quick as possible. And that's create a lot of environmental negative impact, much bigger than any specific sectors. And the poverty, 80% extremely poor live in the rural areas and working in the agriculture. Inequalities increase in nearly half of the countries in the world are exacerbated by the COVID-19. So, all this create a lot of challenges, and of course, we have to think deeper and holistically and find a solution. If we work together more serious and more efficient, and then we can find the solution. Solution is there. We need the innovation of the new way of thinking, and to tackle all these problems related to the production, related to the consumption, related to the environment at large. And nowadays, all talk about the gas emission, greenhouse gas emission. But look at the holistic way how to see the agri-food systems, from the crop, animal, fishery, aquaculture, and forestry. Some part is suffering, some part is a contributor, some part is solutions for this global warming. How to do agri-food systems sustainability should be examined holistically, and holistic vision comes with a potential synergy between the dimensions and the trade-offs. To get where we needed to be by 2030, we must understand challenges face us through the agri-food system lens and act holistically. And of course, we are now agri-food system, the largest economy systems, measured in terms of employee, livelihood, planetary impact, poverty, inequality, endemic in food systems. 4 billion people employed. So agri-food systems, it's an opportunity. And also, we have to use it improperly and develop it in a sustainable way. And what is not on track to achieve food security and nutrition target and ensure the health and health for all. And all the statistics show that because FAO, we launch the software every year. So if you are interested, you can also to look at. And I want to go to a little bit deep what the challenge we are facing globally. More than 30% of the total global land is degraded, and 20% of aquifer are overexploited. Our agrobiodiversity is under threat. There is a circular interconnected impact across agri-food systems and other systems, including environment and health system. This includes more virulent outbreaks of the plant, animals, pests, and disease. COVID-19 and other diseases are rooted in environmental change. our agrofood systems are not only victim in this interconnected cycle loops, but also they also generate of a degradation for the natural resources and health, including pandemics and other diseases. And you see, because of the food systems are contributed to the global greenhouse emission, there's one of the many challenges of the food system. It use about 40% of the air's land, but along with energy and transportation, it's contributed significantly to the global greenhouse gas emissions. Not only livestock and fishery, but also the way we produce crops, use the fertilizing, many different aspects of food systems are contributing to the global greenhouse gas emissions and contribute to the climate disruptions we see all around. Food systems are accelerating the rate of the climate breakdown. Therefore, a piecemeal approach has proved unable to address the interconnected nature of these challenges. We must urgently work holistically across the sector, transforming our agrofood system to become a positive forces, a force that protect our planet, our health, and that ensure the food security and the nutrition to all. And you see the big potential for improvement is from the livestock and the fishery, and also crop production. And diversity is also under threat. And the forest area as a proportional total land, you see down from 1990, about 32.5%, and in 2020 it's 30.8%. So we lost the 4 billion hectares during the past 30 years. That's why I think we come together with Italia G20 presidency. We initiated the G20 Green Garden. It's just symbolic to move from the blah blah to action. We have to plant more trees and to reverse that the process. And then I think FAO, we come to the strategic thinking, and I'm so delighted to report to you during the Minister Conference in June, they endorsed the FAO strategy framework for next decade. Yeah, and that slide show you and what we needed to do holistically and strategically. And we start the 4 betters: better production, better nutrition, a better environment, a better life. If you are interested, you can search on the FAO web. But 4 betters, it's 4 pillars interconnected, and they should be addressed holistically. And that's our pillars, 4 pillars to transform agrofood system globally. And then we use the accelerate. For excellent innovation is number 1. Your university, you have also 3 pillars, but innovation we share, and technology and data, big data especially, and complements. So we need all the members of the FAO. We have 194 members, and their governance and the human capitals, institutions to take the concrete action to implement and to issue the enabling policy. And then, of course, we need more relevant policy and investment, and also the capacity buildings to take the action, and especially by ownership of the members' ownership to take the action. And that's what the interlinkage of the 4 betters with the different SDGs, better life, not only livelihood, and also life quality, and nutrition, better production, But the nutrition, it's not only food. I said Italian food, Mediterranean food, Chinese food, French food, or other indigenous food. It's not only food. It's started nutrition, and then we also end up with the history and the culture. So, and that's for better support the transformation to more efficient, more inclusive, more resilient, and more sustainable agri-food system, leaving no one behind. And then we initiated several concrete actions to implement the FAO strategy framework. So we started with 1,000 digital villages. That's of the e-agriculture and also digital farming services, and also from the perspective of village, how to offer the governance and the service for the farmers globally. So we wanted to start with digitalization to transform agri-food systems in the world. And also FAO, we are host the international platform for digital food and agriculture also. That helps. And also recently we launched the one country, one commodity, specifically advantages. Of course, some big countries, they can have a 1+A. Also in Italy, you are the middle-sized country in the world, you can start thinking one province or one region have one specific advantage products. And then you can promote your advantage in the world through the FAO platform. FAO is the big platform for the world of the public goods. And a story of the transformation and opportunities, you look at the specific different actions from the aquaculture. I think it will be, it's good because I know Italian people like fish, like Chinese, Japanese, also other countries, Spain, who like fish. But I think it's a good environment-friendly industry I wanted to promote. Based on science, because you are students, you are professors, we should talk about the science first, professional knowledge first. We have to look at the all the nutrients for micronutrients and also efficiency, how to produce the good nutritions. Conversion efficiency. I know some students maybe you could understand conversion efficiency. It means how many kilo of the animal feed produce 1 kilo protein. That's a conversion efficiency. And look at the case for big animals like beef, they need at least 6 to 8 kilos produce 1 kilo beef. And then pork, around 3 to 4 kilos. And for chicken, it's around 2 kilos. 2 kilo feed produce 1 kilo chicken meat. And for fish, about 1.2, 1.5 kilo. So because the fish, they are more, highest efficiency to produce the protein. So that's why it's not only good for the health if you eat more fish, and also it's good for environment. So from point of view environment, you should start to change your consumption pattern to eat more fish, and then chicken, and then pork, and then others. Yeah. So I said we have to change our way of the produce. We have to change the way of consumer, and we have to change the way of our lifestyle and to reduce the environment footprint. Yeah, that's one. And also last year we started the Green City Initiative. That's initiative together with all the cities, because more and more people live in the city. By 2050, more than 70% of population in the world live in the city. City is not only for the consumption, it should be green. To green products, green industry, green economy, of course, green environment. So city, future city, not only the pollution or high scrap, We should have a very environment-friendly environment and ecosystems. And because you can imagine with the new technology and new digital, and then you can live in the relatively remote areas with well connected by the modern technology, and of course by the green transportation systems, which we are going to. And FAO, and then we build a bigger platform, hand-in-hand initiative, which offer the platform for donor countries and donor organizations to have the recipient countries, recipient organizations through the geospatial platform based on the big data science. And that will be the best country-led, country-owned, and innovative science-based approach. And the matchmaking systems, and then we attack the vulnerable countries. Now, so far, we have more than 40 vulnerable countries that joined hand in hand. So I strongly encourage the Italian government. Also, I really appreciate the Italian government support the hand in hand initiative. And now they use through the concrete food coalition to support that and to have the vulnerable and the conflict countries like Afghanistan or Europe, South Africa, some parts of Africa, Haiti, and Syria, you name it. So I think, and COVID-19 also, we have a COVID-19 comprehensive recovery program. So I just want to let the students know, FAO, since I come, I wanted to give the clear message to you, not only talking, we are walking the talk with a concrete action plan and the initiatives to work together, get all the members follow the mission we share. And during past 75, 76 years, FAO made a lot of breakthrough achievement together with the members. We control the disease, transport the disease, and also others. And we are also one of the powerhouse for promoter of the green revolution in Asia, in Latin America, in Africa now also, and to improve their productivity by the science. Maybe I want to take the two big examples. First is Norman Bloch. He was a leading scientist for the wheat and the maize, and he got a Nobel Peace Laureate in 1970s. And Bloch 60 years research in Mexico resulted in high-yielding, disease-resistant hybrids of wheat and maize, especially. FAO hired Bloch as a consultant to Asia. And of course, Professor Yuan Longping also, father of hybrid rice. Because in the world, we have a 4-step food. First is rice, second is wheat, and third used to be corn also, and then others like millet, cassava. So step food is essential for the food security. And the hybrid rice, Professor Yuan Longping developed and in 1970s and saved a lot of lives in Africa and Asia. So, and now historical bond transferred to our generation, and we will transfer our bond to you, young students, young generation. And I think I applaud the Italian government and take this opportunity as a G20 presidency and the wise leader of the Honorable Professor Mario Draghi, and together with Minister of Di Maio, Minister of Health, Minister of Agriculture, and others. I think I appreciate that you use the very innovative way of doing business to make the G20 presidency unprecedentedly successful and a very unique historical impact, in my opinion. For instance, the MARTINA Declaration focus on the food security and the development together. And also during the G20 summit, the Prime Minister Draghi also mentioned we need to also look at the environmental issues together with the development and with a strong, solid support from financial, not only between the health security and food security, and also social equality and for the future. So I think I really enjoyed the collaboration between FAO and the Italian government and the Italian society. And from the young people, I participated youth G20, yeah, and also up to the summit. I think FAO is your FAO, but also FAO is a global FAO. We can start from Roma and reach every corner in the world. But history is like a small river. We are only one small drop of the water. It's a bigger river, and the bigger sea is waiting for you, younger generation, younger student, to take your historical responsibility and for the better future of our planet. I thank you.
Thanks a lot to you. I feel everyone has appreciated your talk, and especially I think that the encouragement to swim better in this river is really appreciated. I feel we have time, and I give some housekeeping information to the students. We will have time for to raise 3 questions. And so I ask to Elia from the Agricultural and Food Economics, to Andrea of Food Processing, and to Chiara from the Digital Master to arrive here just to raise the question. But Dr. Chu, you have to know that the students were so enthusiastic about your talk that they have prepared a very long list of questions. And so we have arranged an agreement this morning to send to you the remaining question, that is a really long list, be prepared, to you in a written way, in a document for a later response. But we have time.
Please. I said I was a professor. I'm not I have no right to give the question from students.
Okay, we appreciate and we thank you. So Elia, Andrea, and Chiara, if you would like to join us. Yep. And the first one will be Elia. No, it is Andrea Serraville. It's from Peru.
Oh.
We have students from all over the world. We have students from Hawaii. We have students from Africa. We miss only Oceania, but for the rest, we have students from all over the world. So the first question.
Good morning. I'm Elia De Fiores. I'm a student of Agricultural and Food Economics in Cremona. And I want to ask about the problem of...
You can tell the face to me. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good. I want to see your face. Camera, give him a shot.
Yeah.
Zoom.
Okay, it's okay. No.
No?
I want to ask the problem of desertification, because we know that desertification is a problem in the terms of the production of food at the global level. And that is a problem in particular in the developing countries. And my question is, how FAO is dealing with that problem, and which could be the solutions for that problem?
Okay, thank you. Where are you from, Peru?
I'm from Italy, from Milan.
Oh,
The next one will be from Peru.
What?
yeah, because I wonder you have seen the desert before, because I was vice governor of the Ningxia, which is a street, it was embraced by the desert. If you look the desert or desertification, it is a problem. We call it's a cancer of the earth, or it's cancer of planet. But if you use an innovative way of thinking, or if you use the modern technology, you can change it from a desert to the new industry. What I did there about 10 years ago, we developed desert industry for agriculture and for the solar energy. So now it's a green and environment friendly energy. So in short, agro-food system, we need to address different type of the soil, different type of the ecosystem. Second, FAO, we can offer the technical solution for the agriculture, not only for the food. For agriculture, it means the grassland and aquaculture and restoration of the ecosystems. Use the water saving plants, water saving grass, water saving animal feed plants. The clover or alfalfa. Different species that have a different water saving nature. Third, we needed the other sectors to support to transform agro-food systems in address the desertification. That's why some desert sand can use for the bricks. Some also, I said, that you can develop a specific type of the tourism to use the desert. So not only plant the trees, some area we can plant trees and the grass and the bush. So I think we need the real holistic design of restoration of the ecosystems and based on the shared responsibility by the different sectors, different group of peoples and societies. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. We have to change the continent now. So Andrea is arriving. She is a student of the food processing master, and she will introduce herself.
From Ecuador.
For Ecuador, that's.
Ecuador.
Morning. My name is Andrea Sevilla. From Ecuador, and I would like to know what strategies have the FAO developed for small and medium agri-food producers in developing countries as Latin American countries, who were at a competitive disadvantage to market products during the confinement and subsequent national and international restrictions, having not only an economic but also a social negative impact, considering that some similar event could happen again in the future.
Oh, so you started one question, but actually really makes three big questions. You are very smart. Okay, thank you for your questions. And I should say, that's why I just mentioned the FAO. We have endorsed the big strategy for global 194 members, but we started concrete action as one country, one specific product. And for your country, Ecuador or Peru or others in Latin America, each country you have your specific advantage commodities. And for the banana, for avocado, for potato in Peru also, or yam, you name it. So you have to specify your priority of national priority for the commodity. Second, you have to organize the smallholder farmers, smallholder media size of the enterprises to work together. We have two powers to driving. First, now we have to standardize the production. So any small or big or medium size of farmers follow the international standard. That's why FAO we hosted the Codex Secretary for more than 6 years. And that's also makes your smallholder farmers follow the international standard. And then through the e-commerce, you can export to get access to all of the world. And third, you need the enabling policy by your government to support the farmers, improve the infrastructure, especially for storage, cold chain, road. That's something I think a local government or national government should do. And also Italia, look at the Italia experience, you can learn from them. Italia farmer is not big, compared to the European size, compared to the American size, even in Latin American size, they're small. But each village, they have one specific product. And they need to standardize it, organized by the digital. And then they can become a sizable quantity to export to other countries, other regions. And last but not least, you said how to avoid a disadvantage. I think for developed nation, you need to improve the capacity first to develop the research and the development, R&D, and improve the education, especially vocational training. That's, I think, if I always encourage the leaders from your region or from other developed nations, you have to spend your money, limited money, more wisely, more efficiently, more effectively to have the farmers, have the young farmers first, and then let all the private investment come. They want to stay in your country to invest their money for 10 years, for 20 years. And they bring all the market connection for your smallholder farmers. So if you work on the agri-food systems, it's a good opportunity for you to establish labor-intensive job creation for your country. That's what I did in China 30 years ago, 20 years ago. And Italy also. 40, 50 years ago, Italy, they started process a lot of Italia-specific food exported to North Europe and to other parts of the world. And then you can really help the farmers improve their livelihood and standard of life. Thank you.
Thanks a lot of you. I think Andrea has received a full response to the question. Last question, but you know, we wait for a very long list of following questions. Is from a student of the digital master course. So,
yeah,
introduce yourself.
Yes, I'm Andrea Percudani from Italy. I'm attending a Master of Science in Digital Entrepreneurship and Innovation. And my question to Director-General Chu is, in his opinion, what is the role of entrepreneurship and digital innovation in fighting hunger and creating a sustainable world in which fighting hunger and restoring rural areas in which often the poverty is concentrated?
Okay, thank you. Thank you for your question. I think you picked out good areas you start in Italy. You know, the 30 years ago, I come to Europe. I found that your traditional logistic wholesale market was very well functional. But 10 years ago, the world is started changing from the traditional logistic supply chain to the digital e-commerce based logistic and supply chain. So it's opportunity not only for the ending hunger, and also it's opportunity for the entrepreneurship who is doing the digital e-commerce and so on, to improve the supply chain and the value chain from the farmer store to the consumer store. That's number one. Number two is also improve the quality of supply chain. And that's related to the environment, sustainability. You can imagine the vegetables produced in south part of Italy, and they have no direct C2C, C2B, and the west down the road, 30%, especially perishable vegetables and fruit. And through the e-commerce, from the farmer store, from grocery store to the consumer store, even between South Italy to the Rome, you can reduce dramatically of the food lost during the post-harvest handling and treatment. And then for the waste also, from the supermarket to the consumers, you can order the different kind of food online, and you don't cook by yourself. I know the young generation don't like to cook by yourself. At the same time, you can get all the food from all over the world in Italy or in Rome by online service. So, and that's, you don't waste the food, another 20 to 30%. So the sustainability, it's not only concept. You should combine with new technology, like a digital technology, IT, or biotechnology. You have to improve the shelf life by the genetic improvement characteristics. You look at your Italian tomato, you have a longer shelf life. And you have to improve the varieties which have more longer shelf life resistance. So I think it's opportunity, it's a challenge, but of course, government should improve the infrastructure for broadband first, and for the countryside and for the city, and also government of the enabling policy to support the startups. Startups, it's very important to offer the third service between the producer and trader and the consumers. So you need a new type of the service providers. And if you are interested, and also we are going to, we already have a World Food Forum, which empowered and started by the global youth. First week of October this year, after UN Food Summit, I encourage my colleague, we already started the World Food Forum. It's mainly powered by youth. And Maurizio MARTINA, he is assisting that aspect. I think we want to get a young generation to run in business in a new and a different, innovative way. Of course, we have to learn it from our senior, but also we have to evolve our new life, because future is for you, in your hand, not from a senior one. And that's what I hope young generation, especially you are from Italy, you can change your way of the production, way of the consumption, way of life, in a digital life. That's what I had in China 10 years ago. And now all the young generation in China, they have a digital life, but you have only digital telecommunication. It's a different. So future is a digital world based on the innovation and the new governance. Thank you.
Thanks to you. Unfortunately, time is also digital, and so we have to.
Yeah.
I have to say that it was an honor, really an honor to host you here, and I think it was really a good boost for our student that I'm seeing sitting in front of me, to have a lesson from you as professor and you as Director General of FAO. Most of our colleagues and myself have a long history of collaboration with FAO, but today I feel we have really a new start, a new beginning for a big collaboration in between Cremona, the Catholic University, the Italian government, and the FAO. Thanks a lot, and have a good day, Dr. Chu. Thanks again.
Thank you. I will visit your university in Cremona one day, and you can see, we can have a digital lecture and a digital conference. 2 years ago, I couldn't imagine. But be very frank with you, I was in China. It's started 2008. I already gave the lecture to about 1 million people one time.
Yeah.
And we save a lot of money, save a lot of energy. That's also environment friendly. But I enjoy the collaboration with the Italian government and with the Italian people, and at the different levels. I'm a son of the farmer. I'm not hesitant to talk to any farmers in the world and in Italy, of course. And also, I was a professor. I was so happy to talk with the young students. I can learn from them. And so FAO future is to depend the younger generation. And I really appreciate your university and the Minister of Foreign Affairs, and offer me a chance to interact with your colleagues and students. I appreciate it. That's a reciprocal learning, I thank you. Thank you very much.
But do not forget, you will receive your homework, the question from the students. Okay.
No problem. You see, I have no talk point. I never use my talk point. I only speak from my heart.
Sorry, dear director. Digital is very beautiful, but we are waiting for you in presence in Cremona.
Yeah.
Because Cremona is full of art, music, and culture, and we are waiting for you.
Thank you. We have to be balanced.
I think it's really worthwhile.
You're right.
Okay. Thanks to everybody.
Thank you.
And I have to close this session. Thanks to everybody.
Thank you. Bye-bye.